What's happening, people? Jono from Fitness Education Online. Super excited to get into this week's episode of how to get more clients for your personal training business. Very special guest. This man pretty much started the fitness industry in New Zealand. He's the current CEO of Exercise New Zealand. He founded Exercise New Zealand. If you're from New Zealand, you know what that is. You know who he is. It's Richard Beddie. If you're not from New Zealand, say you're from Australia, it's the equivalent to the person who started Fitness Australia. If you're from the US, it's the equivalent to the person that started NASM. So, 20 years experience in the industry, knows what he's talking about. So super excited to hear what he's got to say. Just before we get to Richard, usual deal. If you're new to the channel, make sure to hit subscribe. And if you're not already in our community Facebook group, make sure to join. The link is in the description. We've got the largest Facebook group in the world for fitness professionals. Everyone is super supportive. We all share tips and ideas. So I'd love to have you in there. Links down in the description. But anyway, let's hear it from Richard.
So how to get more personal training clients? My top 3 tips would be, to start with, list all your opportunities. Before you start jumping into actually doing something here, I think, what are all the opportunities that you have? And it could be that you work in a busy gym. Like being in a busy gym means there are lots of people around, and whether that means you can get some sort of referral, people are joining, or literally just being on the gym floor at peak times and you are seen and you're training people, whatever it might be. But think about what are the opportunities I have. Maybe it's in a mall. So the gym itself's not very busy, but it's in a mall. Are you able to stand outside with flyers? These are relatively simple and trivial things I'm talking about, but you've got to list the opportunities first. And it doesn't have to be that you're necessarily in a big place or in a big shopping center. It could be you're in a small town, but then your opportunity is actually by putting one notice up at the local shop, that might be the place that everyone goes past. Or I can actually do a fly drop literally to everyone in the neighborhood because there's only 300 houses. So I'm going to be known as the guy who does exercise or does dance class in this community. So list those opportunities, and they will be, and realize which ones of those are unique and which ones of those that everyone else can access as well. So just, there will be lots of opportunities, but look at all of those opportunities. Number 2, I'm going to go a little bit left field. I don't think the idea is left field, but it's not, some people say it's not actually about getting more clients, but I think it's an essential ingredient, and that's get a mentor. Because I think if you can learn from someone else who's been there and done that, or it is sometimes okay, or it is definitely okay to get a mentor who's not a PT, but particularly if you're new, having someone who can bring in not only the, hey, here's some ideas for you, but I've done that, I've been there, done that. And so you can kind of like skip the first 10 steps of this and go straight to step 11 and step 12 because they've done that. And it's particularly if they've been experienced and they've mentored other people, they'll say, oh, well, in your environment, it works like this, but in your environment, it'll work a bit differently. They'll have all that experience and be able to bring it to the table. And it's so valuable also for you to even see when you're paying for someone's time, which many of your clients will be doing, certainly for many PTs, is to actually understand how that works and how do you feel about that? How do you feel when you paid $100 and it was kind of average? Well, that will happen to some of your clients. How do you get the feedback to ensure that actually they will stay with you? Or most importantly, they'll tell you they didn't like it, and then they might stay with you if you address the issue. So getting a mentor is going to add immense value, particularly if you are trying to get more clients. And you can say to them, this is my focus. I want you to mentor me, but I want you to help me guide to get more clients because that's my focus on day one. And the final one I would say, and I'm going to split it into 2 again with around a new or established PT. For a new PT to get more clients, be on the gym floor, train people as often as you can, whether or not they're paying you or not. And I don't mean go out and offer free sessions to everyone. I think free is the wrong price. But if you will find people, and they might be your friends, say, I'm going to train you, but I'm going to train you on the condition you act like it's a paid session. And I don't want you to be my mate on the gym floor. I want you to be my client on the gym floor. That could be your mother. Maybe you want to give them that gift of exercise. Good on you if you do. So find people that, particularly if they are your client target demographic, train them and be seen on the gym floor training them at peak time. So I want to be training someone at 5 o'clock every Monday if I don't have a client. Because also I want to be, wow, that new trainer, always really busy. Also really helpful because why they're looking at your delivery, because people see it. You do it yourself. You see people doing stuff. You see people delivering food in a cafe. People observe this. People observe trainers training people. And the other one, if you're not a new PT, you still will, of course, be training people. But for someone who's more established, I'd say referrals are absolutely the gold mine for PT clients. And many, I think New Zealand and Australia particularly, we're reluctant to ask because it's somehow seen as a negative thing. But actually, if you're happy with someone who's delivering service for you, you're happy to refer. In fact, I want to refer. I want to give this the gift that I get from my trainer or my plumber or my amazing cafe that makes great coffee. I want to tell you about it. So to say, do you have anyone that you think could benefit? That kind of it can be a very soft referral question. And it could be around a particular thing like a Christmas time. It could be a birthday gift to the other people. But it's the ability to say, hey, I'm actually asking you for other people who may be able to benefit from my service. So I'd say, existing trainers very much focus on that referral business. New trainers, if the only thing you do is on the gym floor every day, particularly peak time, training as many people as you can, and all they'll think, well, that guy or girl, it must be good because, wow, look how many clients she or he has.
So, obviously very good at what he does, very experienced. I recommend following, if not Richard, at least Exercise New Zealand on social media, seeing what they're up to, seeing what's going on in the New Zealand industry, checking out their convention. So, Richard, where do we go to hear more?
So if you want to know more about what Exercise New Zealand does, you can visit our website, exercisenz.org.nz. You'll find all about our role in the industry, how we support businesses of all types and sizes. There's probably two other sites to look at, one of which would be the registration body, REPs, so personal trainers, group exercise instructors there, and there's lots of benefits to being registered with them, reps.org.nz. And then finally for Exercise New Zealand also, we run, for many that don't know, we run the largest conference in New Zealand called FitX. This year, 2020, is also available virtually, so that does mean it's available anywhere in the globe. So that's FitX, fitex.co.nz, and you can find all about the conference. We normally have, anywhere between 50 and 100 sessions jammed into anything up to 3 days. This year we're doing an online and a face-to-face version. We are going to, like everyone with COVID, we've had to explore what are the different ways of delivery. And what it has done, of course, is opened up markets we didn't have before. So in future years, we're likely to have a virtual offering of some shape or form. So you can check that out as well, fitex.co.nz. And then me personally, you can...
So that's it for today's episode. I would love to invite you into the Fitness Education Online community Facebook group if you're not in there already. It's a free Facebook group. There's thousands of trainers in there. We all share tips and ideas. Everyone's super supportive. And that's really what we do at Fitness Education Online. So I'll see you in there.